Alright, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to do kind of like a long review of the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. So if you don't want to watch this review because it's a little bit long, I've done a shorter one. So I'll put a card up here. This is a little bit of a better review though, because I'm actually going to go through things in a bit of detail. So I've been using Naturehike tents for about a year or so. I got the Cloud Up 2. Which I've also done a review of, so I'll put a card up to that. I really recommend them. They're very high quality in terms of the make of the poles. The poles feel very strong. I've taken out the Cloud Up 2 onto Kinder Scout in the Peak District, and it's basically performed amazingly in sort of 35-40 mile an hour winds in the middle of winter in 4-season conditions. Not bad for a budget tent of about £100. So the Cloud Peak 2 is, I haven't actually used that as yet, but I'm really excited to be using it soon. Hopefully when the lockdown restrictions end here in the UK. But I've heard a lot of things about it. It's very popular at the moment. You can get it on AliExpress. Now I got it for about £120. I didn't have to pay any import or tax fees or anything like that. A lot of people ask that question. For me personally, I didn't have to pay. I didn't have that issue. Now that's not to say that it might happen for you. I don't know, but AliExpress is probably the best place to get it in terms of well, potentially saving you a bit of money. I'm not sure how much it is on Amazon. It might be a little bit more. I don't even know if it's on Amazon, but that's where I've got it from. And I got the Cloud. I got the Cloud Up to Naturehike Cloud Up to about a year. I ordered it about a year ago. It didn't come till August because of the COVID situation. But I managed to use that in Scotland, and as I say, I used it in December on Kinder Scout. So this is like a long review, not too long, less than half an hour hopefully. But we're going to get out in the garden and set it up. Now, just to point out, I'm not actually attached any guy lines to it yet. The actual guy lines that come with it aren't particularly good, and I'm going to do a modification to that. So I'm going to go out and get some stronger sort of paracord and double up the guy lines just to strengthen it up a little bit more, which I'm actually going to talk about in the video. So enough of me waffling on. Look, if you're new here, please hit the if you like the video so far, not much of it so far, but please click the like button, and yeah, hit the subscribe if you're new here. I'm pretty much a new channel, so hopefully you can find a video on here that you like. I've done quite a few gear review videos, and going forward I'm going to be getting out doing more wild camps. So look forward to that. But let's get out there and see what this Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 is all about. Okay, so this is the bag that the Cloud Peak 2 comes in. As you can see, it's a nice size. Opens up from here. Still got the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 label on it, so as you can see I've not used it yet. But we'll get it out and I'll just show you obviously everything on the floor. And again, on the back we've got this kind of the Cloud Peak 2 label. I mean, there's a little sort of handle here, I guess, to hold it. Okay, so I've opened up the bag, and as you can see the Cloud Peak 2's in here, so let's just get it out. There it is. So we'll set it all up and have a look. So these are the 3 poles that it comes with, and these are the bag of pegs. So we'll have a look at those. Actually, we'll have a look at these first. So these are the standard Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 pegs that it comes with, and these are pretty much the same pegs as the Cloud Up 2 comes with. So this is obviously a new bag. So this is the peg. So just V-shaped sort of stakes, and you know they're pretty heavy duty, really good actually. They're very lightweight as well, and they've obviously got these little hooks on, so they're easy to pull out of the ground in the morning when you are taking down the tent, and it's, you know, really hammered into the ground, or you put them very hard into the ground. They're very easy to get out with these little hooks. So that's the pegs. We've got some additional we've got the guy lines in here. I'll be swapping these out to get some better ones really, and I'll talk about that a bit later. So these are the poles. So they feel very, very heavy duty. They feel very high quality. That's the first thing I noticed actually about them. They do have sort of this slight bend in them, which is perfectly normal. So when you find these, they have that slight bend in them. That's perfectly normal for this setup of this tent. So this is the footprint that the Cloud Peak 2 comes with. Now what I've actually done, as you can see, I've laid the tent out here, and I've actually flipped it upside down, because what I want to do is I'm going to hook this footprint onto the hooks that I'm going to show you in a minute. And so the footprint's actually attached. It's actually attached on the bottom, and then it's all ready to go for when you're obviously pitching up. You don't need to worry about attaching the footprint, because I'm going to put it on now and it's just going to clip on through the hook. So we'll have a look at that. So as you can see, I've put it completely upside down now, so I'm about to attach the footprint. So the footprint is going to attach on to one of these hooks on each side. So one there, and then one up there, and one on the corner. Job done. So I've attached the footprint to the bottom of the tent, so I don't need to worry about doing this when I'm up on the mountain or in the Peak District, wherever I am pitching up. And I've just hooked it onto there, as you can see, and that's attached. Now if it's windy, make sure that you put a stake you've attached a stake to one of the points in the corners, and it's in the ground, or attach the tent to your rucksack, but make sure it's attached to something if it's windy, otherwise your tent's going to go flying. Alright, so now I'm going to stake it out in each of the corners of the tent, just to get it nice and secure into the ground, and then we're going to look to insert the poles. Alright, so I've staked the tent out, so I'm just going to give you a look at that. So it's nice and secure in the ground, it's not going to blow away, and the next job will be to insert the poles. So let's get onto the poles. So that's the poles all set up, ready to be inserted into the Cloud Peak 2. Okay, so I've laid the poles out in the correct positioning that they go. It's really easy to tell. So you just line them up with the clips really. So you can see that one goes up there, and we've got one that comes across, and then the other one, really easy, across there. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm just going to obviously take two of these poles away, and we'll just start with one, because remember we're on Kinder Scout, it's 25-30 mile an hour winds perhaps, and this is how we're going to set it up, not in the garden but actually on the mountain top. So so we'll get these poles out of the way, and we'll start just with one pole, and I'll just show you how easy it is to clip those in. Okay, so we're at the first pole stage here, so we're going to put this end into this little eyelet here. So we're at the other end now, so we just put the other end of the pole in the other eyelet, and we're putting this one into this one now. So let's do that. So the poles are starting to lift the pole now as we raise it and put it into this eyelet. Really easy, and that's in. So we've put them, so the first pole's in. So what we need to do, just to give it a little bit of structure, and this is really easy, we just need to clip this first bit on this side, which I'll show you, and then we need to do the same with the other end there, and then we've got a little bit of structure for our first pole. So let's do it. So it's really easy. We're just going to lift the pole up just like that. We get this first clip here, and we're just going to clip it in like that. And yep, it's going to fall, but we're going to go and do the same thing on the other end, and then we're going to start to see a little bit of structure. So it just shows you how easy it is to set up. Okay, I've got a little bit of structure now. So I've got one pole clipped in, and it's got spawned a little slightly, but it's got some structure now. That wasn't very good timing, was it? But you've got the structure now, and then what we'll do now is I'll show you, just speed this up and just put the other poles in. But yeah, really easy to set up. So now this is such an easy thing to do. So as you can see, we're just going around, we're just building the structure now. So we started from the bottom here, putting these clips in, and then we're just going around each one. So I'm just going to finish off now the building of it, and then we'll complete the setup. So as you can see, we've got a nice solid structure on the tent. You know, we haven't even guyed it out or anything, but it's, you know, we've already got some really decent tension on it. And what I'll do is, obviously now we'll just be guying out, put the additional guy ropes on to guy it out, and then we're pretty much finished. We've got to put the hat on now, actually, put the top on, so we'll do that. Alright, so we've put the hat on now. It's actually really easy to do this. So you've got these little hooks that they just hook on, but you can see when you have it, there's obviously a wider part and then there's a narrow part, and you can tell that obviously the wider parts are the bits that you put over the doors, because that's the widest opening. So that's the way to match it up. So when you put this on, just look for the wide tops and just match those up to the two doors. And then obviously the smaller compartments are for obviously the side panels. So yeah, that is the Naturehike Cloud Up 2 set up. No guy lines in yet, and we haven't even properly sort of pegged it out on the bottom and stuff, but you can see it's very, very strong. So let's just get this finished. So what I've done is I've tightened everything up on the sides. So I took a peg out and I just made sure this yellow tape was tight basically. And you just once you pull this out, then you just lift that up and it tightens everything up. And just make sure everything's really taut. And that is it. This is one of the easiest tents I've ever set up. So just make sure that this tape is tight basically. It's no slacking off. It might need a little bit of strengthening on that, but we just need to make sure everything's really tough, really strong. And then now we're going to obviously be attaching the guy ropes. Alright, so the Cloud Peak 2 is all set up. I've tightened everything up, so it's really just a case of adding the guy lines. Now in this video I'm not actually going to do that because I'm going to do a modification to the Cloud Peak 2, because the actual guy lines that they come with they just seem really flimsy. So I'm going to buy some paracord, and I'm going to show you in another video how to actually strengthen up the tent even more by doing this. It's kind of like a copy from the Hilleberg actually, where you're actually using sort of a tag on the pole and the actual guy rope tag, and you sort of wrap it around the pole and put the guy line out, and it just strengthens everything up, and it actually takes the rigidity off the actual tent and actually puts the rigidity onto the pole. If we don't do that, then I'm just using this guy rope and just attaching it to just one of these basically. So we're actually going to double it up. So I don't know if you can see that, but we're going to do a modification in another video soon, where I'm going to show you how to actually even make this tent even stronger. Okay, so let's get inside. Let's have a look. Let's open that up and get inside and have a look at the room and see what it's going to be like to sleep in. All right, so let's open it up and get inside. Got a nice storm flap here, bit of Velcro there. It's really tough. So we're just going to open that up. Zip. Alright, so we've opened up the door now, and it's really good because there's this little toggle here, so you can just wrap the door up and it's secure, and you've got a nice big vestibule. To give you an idea of how big the vestibule is, so it's massive. There's a lot of room here, and there's obviously there's one on the other side, but just really wanted to give you the scope of how much room there is here for cooking and stuff. So we haven't even got the front door shut, but as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to put your gear, and yeah, so let's actually get into the actual sleeping compartment and see how much room there is. Okay guys, so I'm in the tent now. I'm just going to lie down first. So as you can see, got a lot of room here. This is the end of the tent, and there's absolutely loads of room. And if we look above, there's a lot of head height, loads of room for sitting up, and you've got a little tag there to hang your lantern on. So we've got three-way zips here. So we've got one that will go up, one that goes obviously up, we've got one that goes this way, and we've got another one that goes this way. Now the only thing I actually noticed was, I just started to do this, is there's a tiny little gap. It's pretty minuscule. Can you see it? So it's something a little bit tiny I wanted to get in. It possibly could. So we've got the door fully open now. We've got the front door open, and we've actually got the inner open as well. And again, we can these little toggles here, we can attach everything. And again, there is a door on this side as well. So nice lot of space. Okay. Gives you an idea though of the room that I've got. Right, so I hope you can sort of see I've got plenty of space here. I have got my shoes on still, but you know, I've got loads of space up here, and then over here loads of space, and if I could just get that in, there's a little storage pocket there for your keys, your wallet. So yeah, this is ideal for yeah, just obviously one person. It's going to be a little bit tight with two, but you know, it's ideal for obviously one person. Loads of space in here. Ideal for winter camping, you know, in terms of if you've got to spend 14 hours in a tent in the dark. You got 14 hours of darkness. You want space, don't you? So yeah, it's ideal. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that sort of review of and look at the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 in a little bit more detail. So my final thoughts really of this tent, you know, as you've seen, it just looks a really strong tent. Very easy to set up. I found it, I mean, literally, it's probably the easiest tent that I've ever put up. You know, once you put the poles over the top, you just, as I say, just one pole, first pole in the inlet, the eyelet, whatever it's called, other one in the other end, and then you just get that first clip on, and it just builds that little structure, and then you just work around from there basically. So you know, I could see this being really easy to set up. So I would say you wouldn't want to use this, so if you're going to do a long distance sort of backpacking trip, I would highly recommend the Cloud Up 2 because of the weight. Basically, the Cloud Up 2 is a lightweight tent, definitely suitable for taking on a long distance backpacking trip. I wouldn't take the Cloud Peak 2 on a long distance backpacking trip because it's a lot heavier. It's over 2 kilograms, so that's going to add to your weight issue, and it's a little bit bigger than the Cloud Up 2. So in my experience, definitely get the Cloud Up 2. I know some people have asked questions and about the Cloud Up 2 and have purchased it for like bikepacking trips, and it's ideal for something like that. So yeah, it's a fantastic tent. I'm looking forward to getting out with it, hopefully towards the end of April, and showing you a really good sort of wild camper video with it in use. So if you've got any questions about the Cloud Peak 2, just drop a comment below, and I'll try my best to answer it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video, and I look forward to seeing you soon in the next one. Again, if you want to subscribe, please do that. Please hit the like button, and yeah, if you want any questions, as I say, just drop one below. But look forward to seeing you soon, guys, and take care. Bye.